boy Notice, man. We back again with another video, man. I told you we come with these daily drops, man. I said, man, we coming with these daily drops, boy. So let's do it, man. Mother kills her son and stuffs body in a suitcase. Oh, damn, it's going to be a long, long week, isn't it? Or no, wait. It's already Thursday. It's going to be a long day. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Going to his friend's house to play video games.
He left at 3:30.
I don't know the exact time.
This woman is in the midst of lying to police. Just hours ago, she brutally murdered her son Gannon, hid his body in the basement, and called 911 to report him missing. Officers at the scene have no idea what they walked into, and they will quickly find themselves entangled in this killer's twisted lies.
Is there anybody down here?
No.
No.
So then when I get downstairs, he had one of the guns. I said I was terrified. He asked me to give him a suitcase.
Is Gannon in a dumpster?
No.
You didn't hurt Gannon? Did you kill Gannon?
No.
But this was
What the fuck? That's just crazy.
just the beginning of her lies.
Why would I hurt our child? I had everything in the world. I have no motive.
So tell me where he is and let me help you.
I don't know where he is. All I can tell you is I did not hurt him.
In the early hours of January 27th, Letitia texts her supervisors at Widefield School District 3 stating that she cannot come to work. Allegedly, her stepfather was killed in a hit and run, and she has to tend to his passing. Nearly 6 hours later, at 9:56 a.m., Letitia sends another text to her employers. This time, she states that Gannon is sick and she needs to stay home. However, just 20 minutes later, at 10:16 a.m., a neighbor's surveillance camera captures Letitia and Gannon entering their red Nissan Frontier and driving away. During this time, Letitia would visit a Petco on Nevada Avenue instead of visiting a doctor to treat her allegedly sick son. By 2 p.m., both Gannon and Letitia returned home, but something was off. Not only did Letitia purchase cleaning supplies moments after their return, but backed all the way into her driveway. According to family and friends, Letitia never backed up all the way into the driveway. But for now, only one credible conclusion can be made. The only person last in contact with Gannon was his own stepmother. And oddly enough, she would report him to be missing 5 hours later at 7 p.m.
My son was supposed to be home at 6 o'clock, and it's almost 7. And we went to all his friends' house, and he said he was going to be at his friend's house, and they said he wasn't there, and the other one said he never came there. So I don't know any other people to call and ask, and I talked to my husband, so I told him I had to call you guys as fast as I could because I don't know anyone else here that he could be. He's only 11.
With this call, officers rushed to Letitia's home in an attempt to gather as much information as possible, because every single second, Gannon's trail gets colder.
Did he take his bike?
No.
Okay, because somebody saw a little kid on a bike. They posted it, but I didn't know if he brought it.
Well, he did, unless he took it sooner and brought it back because Lena ends up getting the bike.
Let's go
What
pick
color
him
is
up
the
for
bike?
dinner.
Blue,
And he never.
black.
They thought he was at
Black.
his friend's house. He was like,
Yeah, there's
They never
one
went to his
picture
friend's
someone
house.
sent he was on,
Okay.
and he was taking the switch.
For someone who just realized their son is missing, Letitia is strangely calm. Not
Well, and that's the thing. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What you mean he took a switch? I'm gonna start asking him like, what you mean he switch? But yeah, like she looked hella calm. But my mom would have been, boy.
only that, she states with her initial alibi that Gannon was visiting her friend, which is clearly a lie as Gannon never left the home after his return. Undoubtedly, something is very wrong here. But for these officers, Letitia is nothing more than a concerned mother as they continue to search her home.
Okay, because you weren't in here in the beginning, right? I didn't know if I had that box cutter and all that stuff in there because I told him about he dropped a candle last night.
oh, okay.
And I thought I must have picked it up. I was just making sure. I didn't want you to be like, oh, just a box cutters. But yeah, I had to cut this, and I told them I wasn't even going to tell Dad, and I was going to figure out a way to put this in there from the situation. But
At least you got a cart. Yeah, good.
right, I just took it and like covered up with the carpet and stuff like that. But
Does he have any friends around here?
There is a, let me look on this thing. He did have this one, like, book thing.
That's where you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has all that stuff, so.
There's a weird text that Dad got about something about
90
bath
pounds,
salts. And hey, if you
And then I
if
sent
I
you that
can get some
picture
bath
that-
salts, do we have any bath salts?
Yeah, I
And my
got
friend will let me play Sonic or something at their house.
He sent that to his dad.
Yeah,
I got it.
And then Mom goes through everything, finds this part.
All up in the nigga shit.
Yeah.
This is the exact moment that officers realized that Letitia was hiding something from them. It's strange that she randomly closes the door here as if there was something in the basement that she didn't want the cops to see, and her behavior, words, and strategies to deflect the cops from certain areas of the house did not go unnoticed. Consequently, her devices were subjected to a forensic analysis where officers would come across a disturbing video recorded on Sunday, January 26th, a day before Gannon supposedly went missing.
Gannon, I promise this is the last time I'm gonna ask you. I'm just freaked out, okay? Are you sure you didn't do it on purpose?
He did it.
Okay, you promise.
He
You promise.
on purpose.
Pinky promise.
Pinky.
Okay, alright, so, listen, we're gonna have to sell stuff to fix it. So, we figure out what we gotta sell. We can sell the sofa, cause we gotta get it fixed so the lady don't be mad at us and kick us out of the house. Okay?
This video was recorded by Letitia when Gannon supposedly dropped a candle on the carpet, leaving a burn mark. What the video doesn't show is that Gannon sustained burn injuries on his arms from the candle, and rather than treating his burns, Letitia is hurt scolding him instead. Additionally, during the phone analysis, officers discovered a phone call that Letitia had made to her husband, Albert Stouch, informing him of the situation.
He told me it was just his arms. So I didn't see anything that would have thrown a flag that I had to be like, oh my God, emergency or anything like that.
But if his arms was bubbling, that's not an emergency?
Well, it had broke skin, like it was just underneath. In my mind, I'm like, let's evaluate the situation tomorrow and see.
Okay, for that I ain't gonna lie. Even my parents too, like, you know what I'm saying? And parents, you know how parents be. If you're not dying, they're not taking you to no hospital. That's just parents, bro. So a lot of parents be like that. That's really how parents be.
Whatever. It wasn't burn mark. It was bubbly. I didn't see it as a bad thing. I just knew he was like, it's not hurting. We put aloe on it, and I assumed, okay.
As heartbreaking as this call is, the burns described are likely second degree because of both the freezing feeling that Gannon described and the presence of blisters. Things aren't adding up, and the story so far paints a really bad light on Letitia. However, officers need to verify what really happened, as it was after this incident that Gannon disappeared. That's why on January 30th, 3 days after Gannon's disappearance, Letitia was called in for an interview so detectives could understand the circumstances surrounding the situation.
So Gannon had started a candle. Again, normal day. He's very responsible in terms of if you give him something and say do this, and this, like a list to prepare, he's fine. So we let him, do things like that. So I didn't see a problem with him, light a candle, whatever. And Lena asked me could she stay up and still watch the rest of her iPad or whatever. It was just her birthday.
Just chopping it up.
Especially with her daughter, Harley
Calm down.
Hunt, whom she would refer to as Lena, almost as if she wants to say that whatever happened with the candle was not intentional.
So it starts beeping. It's like a beep.
As they now believe that she might go as far as changing her original alibi about Gannon's disappearance too, and begin to question her about it. If this assumption turns out to be true, there is a high likelihood that Letitia is withholding even more crucial information.
He goes in through the garage. I go in. I'm getting ready to put up things, stuff like that. As we got inside, I heard something, but I didn't think anything about it because I thought, maybe Gannon was doing something. Maybe we were doing whatever. And Guy was in there. And I gave him the code.
The guy from the...
Yeah, it's all my fault. Because I gave him our code to fix the carpet.
Okay.
And I shouldn't have. And then when I walked downstairs, I hear something again. Well, at that point in time, Gannon was on the sofa, and I saw him. And I heard something again, and I walked on around, and he was standing in there. He had on gloves.
In the storage closet?
Yes.
Okay.
He had one of the guns.
Okay.
I was terrified.
Okay.
So terrified. And then he just knocked me down and like tore.
You know what's crazy? That's how you know you're a bad actor. I mean, actually, no, she's good acting because she can cry on command, but you switching it up is crazy.
Gannon through, and he was hitting on me. It was like hard, like on the ground. He was trying to like break me.
Exactly as predicted, Letitia's alibi has changed from Gannon visiting a friend's house to having an intruder break into her home. But this would only be the start of her outrageous lies as, according to her, confrontation with this stranger escalates.
And I'm like pleading and like talking and like all these things going on. Like just back and forth with him. And why are you doing this? Why did you hurt us? Why are you doing these things? And then he was like on top of me again. And then I kind of lied out again because he was hitting my head again. And then, yes, and then he was like, he asked me to give him a suitcase. And I gave him a brown suitcase. And then he hit me on the head again. And I like right here. He just kept like hitting me right there like that.
Okay.
And so then he did that. And
there was nothing there.
and I wiped out again. I was having panic attacks. And then I don't know what happened from there. I really don't. I don't know. I just know that I did lie. I did. When they came, I did say, get him left, whatever, but you know that. But he never did. He never left to go play. Or I just didn't know what to do, and I panicked in the moment. And I didn't want Albert.
What? You see how... See, that's the thing. When people make these lies up, y'all be like, I didn't know he was there. I didn't know how to, like... Shawty. How the fuck do you... Two stories don't correlate. Unless he was robbed or he was taken when he was at school or when he was on his... Your stories don't correlate. That shit...
What Letitia is referring to hearing are rumors about the friction between her and Albert. Since he was a National Guard, Albert was rarely home and Letitia felt he gave little attention to her. This had resulted in instability in their relationship, which Letitia initially denies as being small apprehensions she felt about him. However, when the officer confronts her about odd searches on her phone, she goes into a state of absolute panic.
You know, in here I even have what you entered in your phone. The stuff that you've entered and deleted. Like, blood is spurting from an arterial bleed, direct pressure not controlling.
You what? I didn't look this up.
It's from your phone.
Blood is what?
Spurting from an arterial bleed.
No.
Somebody did from your phone. I don't like my stepson.
No.
Shawty.
I don't like my stepson. Should I get a divorce? I'll stalk cheating. I'll stalk Instagram. I'll stalk cheating in Colorado Springs. How to get blood out of sheets.
Out of sheets?
Mm-hmm. I want immunity.
Oh, the blood out of sheets was because we always had it. Because always nosebleeds. If I ever looked at blood out of sheets, it was nosebleeds.
And I figured it might be something.
I didn't ever look up anything about an artery or something unless it went from something else.
It's on your phone.
And I never looked up anything about my stepson or someone else did.
The searches that the investigator just named would only be a few of the 34 searches that Letitia made between the 25th and the 28th of January, which is the exact time frame that Gannon went missing. Conveniently, she would have an excuse for every single one of them.
The reason I brought up gangs is you looked up, I want immunity because it was gang related. And this sounds like me. Find me a new husband, find me a rich guy who wants to take care of his kid.
The new husband is just because Albert already knew that was about the lady Debbie Sherrill who wanted to find a new husband after 35 or something. He picked me about Amazon.
Like a lot of these can have nothing to do with this.
He doesn't.
I get it. I'm doing all the work for my stepkids and their mom doesn't help.
Oh, that bothered me. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame.
Oh, yes, because I wanted them to be mine. Like,
one day, some people will wish they treated you differently, which I get that. Parenting should be for people, not one. Those aside a person might say. I mean, these make me very sad when I read them because I can see you're doing all the work at home by yourself.
Which I wanted to be there. Like, I wanted to totally have the kids as my children. That's the point you're not getting. Like, I wanted those kids to be saying to me that I'm their mom. Like, I'm the person who does it.
This Shawty is crazy. You can just see it in her eyes, like she's crazy. She needs more than help. She needs to go to psychiatric help. Fuck you mean? Look! She don't even got her shoes on. She just walking, just tweaking.
By 5 p.m., 3 hours after these screams, Letitia had ordered her daughter, Harley Hunt, to buy cleaning supplies from a nearby Dollar Tree at 5 p.m. These included baking soda, vinegar, trash bags, and carpet powder from a nearby Dollar Tree. The baking soda and carpet powder to absorb the odor of blood and clean minor stains on the carpet. The vinegar was bought to remove deeper stains on walls and act as a disinfectant, and the trash bags to hide Gannon's body. A body that officers had missed by mere inches and had been hidden away in some part of the basement or garage. And every single location that Letitia showed officers, the garage, the carpet, and Gannon's room, were all locations that Gannon had bled in. Not only
Oh, bitch, you're weird. You're weird.
that, her searches about human anatomy from before indicate that she stabbed Gannon in the artery, which resulted in arterial spray, after which Letitia desperately tried to clean up the evidence of her crimes. This is also the reason she had backed up all the way into her driveway, as the rear end of her vehicle was filled with blood, indicating that abuse had taken place prior to them returning home. Knowing that the investigator is catching on to this story, her initial attempts of feigning innocence now turn into desperate attempts to deflect everything that she is told.
Why would I hurt our child? I had everything in the world. Why? I have no motive. None. Don't have the first motive. Everything I wanted in my life, I had it. Why? Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense a lot of the time what happens inside of a house.
I'm sure I don't even know what you're talking about. All I can tell you is I did not hurt you.
Notice that she uses the word motive, which is often terminology that is used by law enforcement when charging a criminal, corroborating the facts that she had done her due diligence about the law in case she got caught, just like her searches about the Alford plea. Regardless, the investigator knows that there is a limit to how much she can refuse cold hard facts, and begins to pressure her even further by promising her that he is more concerned about Gannon's safety rather than her crimes.
I guarantee you he's got an image again. You were the last one with Letitia.
Now, Letitia has just agreed that she was the last person who saw Gannon. Not only this, but throughout this interview, she has also admitted to Gannon's injuries, blood locations, and motives. With all of this information that Letitia herself provided, this was less of an interrogation and more of a confession of murder.
Threaten me. I will for you. She keeps threatening.
Put your arm down. Put your arm down.
But she keeps threatening me the whole time.
Tisha?
I will with you. I said I would.
Then give me your arm now.
I said I would with you. I said I would with you. I said I would with you. I'm just asking to breathe. That's it. Just to breathe. That's all I want to do is breathe. You're hurting my arm.
My phone is cracking.
A shot wound in his jaw meant that after Letitia had her fun, she ended his life almost immediately. For nearly 2 months, Letitia was well aware of all these crimes. When she was finally put to trial, phone calls would be shown in court away from the Stouch home, and inside was Gannon's body. Autopsies done on the body showed high levels of acetaminophen and hydrocodone. While these are generally pain medications, hydrocodone was never prescribed to Gannon. It was prescribed to his father, Albert Stouch, who kept the prescription hidden in his nightstand, the location of which only Letitia was aware of. This means he was forcibly drugged to reduce the pain of his injuries, possibly in an attempt to fuel Letitia's sick fantasies. However, this was not the end of it. A gunshot wound in his jaw meant that after Letitia had her fun, she ended his life almost immediately. For nearly 2 months, Letitia was well aware of all these crimes. When she was finally put to trial, phone calls would be shown in court with Letitia begging Albert to stop cooperating with investigators so she could get immunity.
I need to know something about my son. I need to know something about Gannon. Do you know if he's safe? Do you know, is he safe? Where is he at? Do you have anything?
And if I kill Gannon, really?
What about this? I'm trying to think of any way to cue the police to offer you immunity if they can, okay?
Because they'll try to incriminate me for this. I need immunity.
I think they give it to you because this is big that he was there and they missed it. Because then they're going to want to cover their shit for not finding him.
Regardless of these desperate attempts, Albert continued to cooperate with authorities to convict Letitia of her crimes. 3 years later, on May 8th, 2023, Letitia's trial concluded. A life sentence in prison without parole plus 156 years. The maximum possible sentence under Colorado law.
Yes. Bitch, you get 156 years plus life, bitch. So after you do life, you come back and do another sentence, bitch. Yeah. And then you're going to come back and do another sentence, bitch. Fuck a nigga mean. Yeah. And that's what we call send it to the gulag. Yes, sir. It's your boy Notice, man. And we out there, motherfucker, man. No Caparuski. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this, man. Just gonna get to it, man. You know what it is, you know what it ain't, you know what it gotta be. I'm out of this motherfucker.